what to do when you feel depressed. Now, before we get into those action steps, I would like to let you know that suffering from depressive symptoms is quite common. Currently, more than 260 million people suffer from depressive symptoms. And I'm not saying this to tell you that this is supposed to be this way, that this is normal. No, but I'm just saying that it is common and that a lot of people feel the way that you feel right now. And having a period of feeling down for a couple of days or weeks still is part of life. There are ups and downs. And I'm deliberately also saying that there are some depressive symptoms, and I'm not saying that you are depressed, I am depressed. Because by saying it this way, you say it in the sense that it is part of your identity. I am depressed, which is not the case. The way you feel right now about yourself makes sense. This is very, very important to understand. The life situation that you're finding yourself in right now allows you to feel those types of symptoms. Think of it more in a systematic way. You have tons of connections and aspects in your life, right? You have your friends, you have your job or your education, you have your colleagues, you do sports or not, there's your nutrition and all other types of feelings and aspects in your life. And there are probably a couple of aspects that influence you negative currently. Maybe you feel lonely, or maybe you think that your job is meaningless, or you're living in Norway and there's no sun, I don't know. Or you don't have enough vitamin D in general, or other minerals and vitamins because your nutrition is not optimal. Or you just think your life is boring because nothing is happening, right? There are multiple aspects, and there are probably currently some that are responsible for you feeling down. And maybe you didn't feel that way in the past, and you're like, hey, nothing changed. Why do I feel now this way? This is because life changes constantly. It's not like you're staying in a stable room and you once found your stability and now life is straight. No. It's like surfing, right? The ocean is dynamic. You're standing on a surfboard. And if you want to be stable, you can't be stable with your body and now life is figured out. No, you will fall off. So you have to be dynamic. You have to be unstable yourself to be stable. Because life changes constantly. If you think you can cut the grass in the backyard once and for all, in a couple of weeks you will realize that you were wrong and you have to adapt constantly. Maybe you didn't change the last weeks and months. Maybe you haven't been aware of your dynamic life. So it's important to figure out what is happening, which aspects are responsible here. But before we get into this, there's actually one prior step that is most important. And you have heard this probably before, but did you truly try it? And the aspect is acceptance. Accept the way you feel right now. Don't try to push it away. Suffering arises because of two things. The first one is you feel negative about something and you're like, I don't want this, I want to push this away. Oh, why is it not going away? Suffering arises. And secondly, there's something positive in your life, but because life is impermanent, it will come, but it will also pass, and you try to keep it in your life. You're like, no, please don't go. Again, suffering arises. But by feeling into the way you feel right now, not try to look away from it, looking at it, accepting it, and really feeling, hey, I feel maybe not perfect right now. Today's my down, but everybody has their ups and downs, and today is mine. It's okay. The feeling is not necessarily going okay, but away, but suddenly it is okay to feel it. And this is a beautiful state you can be in because life can't hit you so much anymore. Doesn't matter what is happening. It is to a degree okay, and you accept that life holds different emotions for you. Very, very important. Also realize that it will pass. It's funny, but by accepting it fully, being more at ease with that, you will also realize it will also just go away at some point, sometimes even on its own. So this is the first step. And from this perspective, by accepting the way you feel right now, you can start to explore a little bit with a sense of curiosity. And this is the systematic approach that we just talked about. Maybe even take a piece of paper and write on it the system that you're living in. What are your friends? What is your job? How do you relate to your job? How does it make you feel? What about your adventurous side? What about your romantic side? How do you feel right now, and why is that the case? And also ask yourself, what did you really enjoy doing in the past? What gave you feelings of pleasure and ease and love and content? Do you still do that? Maybe sometimes it's interesting, even though we really enjoy things, we sometimes slack off and not do them anymore. So not only focus on what is feeling you negative and how could you change that, but also what makes you feel more positive and how could you improve that in your life. Really go into this. And sometimes there are drastic steps that you need to take. Sometimes it means to move to another city, to let go of other people, to try out a new adventure. And again, understand that there are multiple aspects. It's usually not just one aspect. Sometimes it is, sometimes not. But life is tricky, life is difficult, and you are living in difficult systems. So accept the state you're in, and then discover and explore with a sense of curiosity. And then maybe you can adjust a little bit. But this is something from a non-needy state. I mean, probably there's still some neediness in there, which is okay. But first of all, you started accepting your emotions, and then you explore. This is the process. And it only works if you take your time. Because being depressed is often the general feeling. Sometimes people don't even know why they are depressed because they don't really look at it. They don't become mindful and aware of how they feel and what is responsible for that. So maybe drawing something helps you draw the system. What is influencing you? What are the major components of your life? And what makes you feel lonely? What makes you feel disconnected? Maybe you don't have a sense of purpose in life. Okay. Interesting. And you are aware of this. I mean, it totally makes sense again that you feel down if you don't have a purpose and direction in life and you're aware of this. And that's even a beautiful thing that your mind is kicking in and making you feel down and making you feel like you don't have a sense of direction in life, because that's the case. And you can use those negative emotions as a compass and realize, oh, thank you very much for this information. Thank you. And I will take it into consideration and I will explore a little bit here and I will try to improve, try to change things up. And if you feel a little bit better, you directly get feedback. It's a feedback loop, right? So your mind is just trying to help you with not feeling perfectly fine. Okay. Now, if you need some more help with that, I am a coach, I'm a psychologist. I help people change their behavior and thoughts. Otherwise, subscribe to this YouTube channel, but I'm also challenging you now to close your laptop, close your computer, close your phone, and sit down and contemplate. Take your time, not constantly get input from outside, but also try to allow some emptiness, allow some silence, even if it might be tricky and challenging for you, and see what is coming up, what is the output. I wish you a lot of insights with that, and I will see you next week in another video. Bye.